Welcome back to my channel. This is Dr. Bart. Today it's part 2 of POIS, the post-orgasm fatigue, where people get this like few days that they cannot do anything. This is unfortunately something that is happening and nobody's talking about. So today is part 2, and you can go to part 1 and check it out. So we talked about what happens in your body when you have an orgasm. There's a cool down period. It is balance, it's dependent on dopamine, and when it overshoots, it's called POIS, crash, severe immune activation. And that's the difference between the normal, that you feel amazing just after an orgasm, 1 to 2 hours, and you're ready to go. However, the other one, it happens where you feel foggy, tired, weakness, and almost having like flu symptoms, and you are not ready to do anything for 2 to 7 days. This is how it happens. So when I'm going to revise this quickly from the previous video. As soon as you have your orgasm, this is minute 0, you get amazing euphoria. You're feeling amazing and great. 20 minutes later, and a few hours later, prolactin surges 200, 300 up. This causes that chill feeling where you kind of feel slow and relaxed. Now, within a few hours, 1 to 2 hours, you're ready to recover, and there is no symptoms like what you get in POIS. So that's the difference between both. The first one, normal sequence, dopamine party comes out when you ejaculate, prolactin surges, and no symptoms, mild to short period of refractory period. POIS, same party. Dopamine goes out, you feel great, but after that, there's a crash. Immune system is on fire, cytokines erupting. And this happens because a few things. Dopamine overshoots up, and it can last to 2 to 7 days. But also, these are the things you want to think about. Your body's inflamed, crushed and fatigued, muscle weak, as if you almost have a flu. The brain, it's foggy, tired, doesn't want to do anything, even some glitches, and the time is amplified. Makes it worse in some people when their cortisol also surges. And this happens when your HP axis, your adrenals just shoots extra cortisol because your body is attacking itself or attacking semen. So this is the toolkit that I gave you last time to compare if you're on the normal side or there is slightly, starting POIS. So if it's normal, 1 to 2 hours, mild dip, you're sleepy, and then no pain or illness. POIS, it lasts 2 to 7 days, crush, fatigue, inflammation, and your body is like on vacation. And of course, your mood might be affected. So here is what I'm going to tell you. This is how we're going to fix this. So first of all, we want to rule out that you do not have low T. Low testosterone is a very common cause. However, if you don't know and you don't test for it, you won't know if that's the reason. Number 2, check your baseline prolactin. Prolactin is the reason why this all happens when it overshoots. So baseline prolactin is very important. If it's high, this can aggravate the situation. Practical steps for POIS. This is what you can do. Lifestyle changes. It can help people up to 50 to 60% in improvement. So prioritize your sleep. Why? Because sleep is so important. Prolactin is controlled by the circadian rhythm, meaning it goes up at night. So sleep well. Number 2, strength exercises. Why? Because all this boosts your testosterone and your dopamine. So do your gym. Nutrients are important because zinc, which is in oysters and beef and pumpkins, is very important. Also magnesium and B6. Don't forget your tyrosine-rich food. That's for dopamine. Of course, stay hydrated. So if you can manage your stress, that's going to help a lot because remember the cortisol surge. Now, the timing and the frequency, remember, try to schedule your ejaculations. So do it maybe Friday night where you have Saturday, Sunday to recover. You don't have a hectic day next day at work and you're less stressed. Of course, that also can come with some supplements. I'm going to tell you about some supplements, but you got to consult with your doctor first. Make sure they will not interfere with other medications that you're taking. First one is B6, B6, P5P. 50 to 100 milligrams, I'm recommending that with vitamin E, which is very important to lower prolactin, but also it helps testosterone. Don't forget ashwagandha, an amazing adaptogen. It's an herb. 300 to 600, that is a supplement on the market called KSM. The adaptogen helps testosterone and also lowers prolactin, but also reduces your stress, make you feel chill. Tyrosine, if you can't take the foods, take the pill. 500 to 1,000 milligrams. Take it on an empty stomach, away from ejaculation days, right? It produces dopamine. So remember, some people cannot take L-tyrosine if they're on certain medications. So consult with your doctor. That's very important. And there's no cure, but we can reduce your symptoms very much that people say it gets better. So this is what I would like to say. If this all did not resolve the symptoms, we can also address it with using something that is a prescription, or you can use it under supervision with your doctor. Non-sedating antihistaminics. You know, the antihistaminics is Benadryl. So the non-sedating, because you want to be able to have a life. Cytokine is one that, but you have to take it every day. It doesn't work if you take it randomly. The other one to reduce the symptom is ibuprofen, which is your NSAIDs. So these are important, timed around the time you're having an ejaculation, the second one, to reduce that inflammation, the cytokine storm, or the fire that happens. Another one is the SSRIs. These are your mood antidepressants. So if a doctor's putting you on any of those, they might affect your serotonin levels. So check if your SSRIs are at high levels, or if you can change that, or if you need some of them. That's a prescription. Hormones are very important. So if your testosterone is low, now we're going to do a prescription. Either if you're young, you take HCG. That will increase your testosterone naturally through stimulating your brain. If you're older, you can take testosterone injections or creams or any way you want to. However, optimization is important because if it's low, it will work. If it wasn't low to start with, then that wasn't not the reason for your POIS. Now, a third technology that's new out there is also done by immunotherapists or allergists. It's called hyposensitization, and that's where they make sure that your semen is not creating an inflammation and attacking your body. In extreme cases, people avoid ejaculation. That is something that you can do to avoid ejaculation during orgasm. You can try Tantric and edging mastery to see if you can do that. So most times this can help with the prolactin surge. So thank you so much. I hope this was informative. Please check my first one on how things happen to start with and what is the normal, what's not, and what hormones affect it. This is part 2. If you comment prolactin, I'll be very happy to have a phone consult with you and help you with finding out what labs you need to do. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can get my next videos. Thank you so much for tuning in.